Another day, another story. Greek archaeologists report that budget cuts have placed the country's cultural heritage at risk. Welcome to Thibaut Eminent Channel. The antiquities of ancient Greece have withstood the ravages of time, weather and war, but according to some Greek archaeologists, the country's cultural treasures are now facing a new threat: fallout from the debt crisis that has left Greece in turmoil. In return for tens of billions of dollars in loans to help Greece avoid bankruptcy, the European Union and International Monetary Fund have required steep cuts in government spending, and the Greek Ministry of Culture and Tourism, charged with overseeing thousands of archaeological sites and more than 100 museums with antiquity collections, hasn't escaped the axe. According to the Association of Greek Archaeologists, a union of 950 archaeologists working for the federal government, 10% of the Culture Ministry's workforce was laid off or forced to retire last November. The association reports that the ministry's archaeological budget was slashed by 35% in 2011 and further cuts are proposed for 2012. 2 years of layoffs imposed by the government have halved the number of ministry security guards, which has forced some museums to close or cut back on operating hours. Last summer, a security guard shortage led the National Archaeological Museum of Athens, the country's premier repository of ancient Greek art, to shutter numerous exhibit halls. Staffing shortfalls also caused the archaeological site at Nemea, which includes the ancient Temple of Zeus, to close on Sundays. Of even greater concern is that, in a country where nearly all museums are state-run and crime is on the rise, security staffing cuts have left priceless antiquities more vulnerable to theft. 2 high-profile robberies in the past couple of months have only intensified fears. In January, 3 pieces were stolen from the National Gallery in Athens, including a Pablo Picasso painting personally gifted by the artist himself to the Greek people in recognition of their resistance to Nazi Germany during World War II. It was the first robbery in the museum's 112-year history. Just weeks later in Olympia, 2 armed thieves broke into the Museum of the Olympic Games, which had reduced security staff, and tied up the lone guard on duty before making off with 77 priceless bronze and pottery artifacts. Another challenge is securing Greece's 19,000 archaeological sites, attractive targets of illegal treasure hunters, looters and smugglers in the best of economic times, let alone when 1 in 5 Greeks workers is unemployed. Earlier this month, Greek police arrested 44 people suspected of smuggling ancient artifacts out of the country. Authorities recovered more than 9,500 ancient coins, jewelry pieces, bronze statuettes and wooden icons, some dating back to the 6th century BC. The items had been unearthed in illegal archaeological digs, mainly in Macedonia and Thessaly. The Greek newspaper Ta Nea reported that increased looting of archaeological sites was of such concern to Aristotelio University archaeology professor Michalis Tavarios that he successfully lobbied the Greek government to rebury a previously unknown early Christian basilica in Thessaloniki. Mother Earth is the best protector of our antiquities, Tavarios told the newspaper. Let us leave our antiquities in the soil, to be found by archaeologists in 10,000 AD. When Greeks and their politicians will perhaps show more respect to their history. While street protests against austerity measures have received considerable news coverage around the world, the cuts to the Culture Ministry have not captured as much notice. In response, the Association of Greek Archaeologists has launched an international appeal to draw attention to the vulnerability of the country's ancient artifacts and to oppose any further cuts to the Culture Ministry's budget. The archaeologists are trying to dispel the notion that all branches of the Greek government, including the Culture Ministry, had become severely bloated and in need of sharp reductions. They point out that the ministry accounts for less than 1% of the national budget. The Greek Archaeological Service is not overstuffed, nor are we being overpaid, the association said in a statement. Further personnel cuts would mean that the Ministry of Culture will be unable to cover even its basic needs. The association has incorporated social media into its global campaign, even launching a Facebook page titled, "I Support Greek Cultural Heritage Against IMF, EU Cuts." Members are encouraging people to send protest emails to the Greek Culture Minister and Prime Minister as well as download posters depicting ancient mosaics, paintings and sculptures. The tagline for the posters reads, "Monuments have no voice. They must have yours." Greece's ancient treasures have faced various threats over the years, including looting, illegal excavation, and smuggling. These activities have been fueled by the high demand for ancient artifacts in the black market. Additionally, Greece's economic challenges have sometimes affected the funding available for the proper preservation and protection of these treasures. Furthermore, environmental factors, such as pollution and natural disasters, can also pose a threat to ancient sites and artifacts. For example, air pollution in Athens has been known to damage the ancient monuments, including the iconic Parthenon. Efforts have been made by the Greek government, archaeologists, and international organizations to protect these treasures. Stricter laws and international cooperation have been implemented to combat illegal trafficking of artifacts. Cultural heritage organizations and museums worldwide work together to repatriate stolen artifacts to their countries of origin, including Greece. However, challenges persist, and ongoing vigilance and efforts are necessary to safeguard Greece's rich cultural heritage for future generations. Guardians of the Lost Art. In the bustling streets of Athens, a young archaeologist stumbles upon a clandestine artifact smuggling ring that threatens to strip Greece of its ancient treasures. Teaming up with a determined curator from the National Archaeological Museum, they embark on a thrilling adventure to expose the criminals and save the stolen artifacts. Along the way, they uncover secrets about Greece's rich history and the challenges faced in preserving its cultural heritage. The Curse of the Vanishing Relics. A series of mysterious disappearances of ancient artifacts from museums across Greece baffles archaeologists and law enforcement. A seasoned detective with a passion for history joins forces with a brilliant archaeologist to unravel the enigma behind the vanishing relics. As they delve deeper into the investigation, they discover a centuries-old curse linked to the stolen artifacts, leading them on a race against time to break the curse and recover the missing treasures. The Last Guardian of Delphi. In the picturesque town of Delphi, a young girl discovers a hidden chamber beneath the ancient temple of Apollo. Inside, she finds an artifact of immense power that could change the course of history. Unbeknownst to her, a shadowy organization is also aware of the artifact's existence and is willing to go to great lengths to obtain it. With the help of a wise archaeologist and a group of unlikely allies, the girl becomes the last guardian of Delphi, tasked with protecting the ancient treasure and preventing it from falling into the wrong hands. Echoes of the Gods. During a routine archaeological excavation on a remote Greek island, a team of archaeologists uncovers a forgotten temple dedicated to an obscure deity. As they delve deeper into the temple's secrets, they accidentally awaken an ancient force that poses a threat not only to Greece but to the entire world. Now, the archaeologists must decipher ancient texts and work alongside mythological beings to harness the power of the gods and save humanity from an impending catastrophe. The Heist at the Acropolis. A master thief hatches a daring plan to steal the most valuable artifact from the Acropolis Museum in Athens. Unbeknownst to the thief, a brilliant art restorer with a deep love for Greece's cultural heritage is brought in to assess the security measures at the museum. As the heist unfolds, a thrilling cat-and-mouse game ensues between the cunning thief and the determined art restorer, leading to unexpected alliances and revelations about the thief's motivations. Ultimately, the story explores themes of redemption, cultural identity, and the power of art to inspire change. The Ghosts of Knossos. A renowned archaeologist discovers a hidden chamber beneath the ruins of Knossos on the island of Crete. Inside, they find ancient tablets containing a cryptic message about a powerful artifact that could reshape the world. As the archaeologist deciphers the message, they are haunted by the spirits of an ancient civilization who seek their help in protecting the artifact from a modern-day cult that believes it will grant them immortality. The story unfolds as the archaeologist races against time to prevent the artifact from falling into the wrong hands. The Oracle's Prophecy. A young girl living near the ancient Oracle of Delphi begins experiencing mysterious visions. Guided by these visions, she embarks on a quest to find a lost artifact that holds the key to preventing a catastrophic event foretold by the Oracle. Along her journey, she encounters unlikely allies, including a retired archaeologist and a reclusive historian, who help her decipher the clues hidden in ancient texts. Together, they must navigate treacherous terrain, outwit a group of treasure hunters, and unlock the artifact's secrets to save their homeland. The Time Traveler's Dilemma. A brilliant scientist invents a time-traveling device and inadvertently transports a group of archaeologists back to ancient Greece. Stranded in the past, they must navigate the complexities of ancient society while trying to find a way back to their time. In their quest to return home, they become entangled in a conspiracy involving a lost treasure that could alter the course of history. As they work to protect the artifact and preserve the timeline, they must confront ethical dilemmas and wrestle with the temptation to use their knowledge of the future for personal gain. The Marathon Code. In the modern city of Marathon, a mathematician makes a groundbreaking discovery: an ancient numerical code hidden in the architecture of ancient Greek temples. This code, when deciphered, is believed to reveal the location of a legendary lost treasure. A team of experts, including archaeologists, historians, and cryptographers, is assembled to follow the clues and unearth the treasure. However, they are not the only ones aware of the code's significance. A shadowy organization with nefarious intentions is hot on their trail, leading to a high-stakes race to uncover the truth behind the Marathon Code and protect the ancient wealth it guards. The Isles of Immortality. On the Aegean Islands, rumors swirl about a mythical potion that grants immortality, hidden by ancient gods to protect humanity from the folly of eternal life. An archaeologist, driven by a personal tragedy, embarks on a daring expedition to find this elixir. Along the way, they encounter challenges, face moral dilemmas, and confront the consequences of immortality. The story explores themes of mortality, the pursuit of knowledge, and the ethical implications of tampering with ancient legends. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.